In this video, we're going to learn how to solve quadratic equation by factoring. Okay, so let's begin with this problem. Let's say we are given x squared minus 36 equals 0. So how do you factorize this? You apply the difference of perfect square technique because x squared and 36 are perfect square. So when you do this, you're going to have square root of x squared is x and square root of 36 is 6. So we have x plus 6 and x minus 6. So equals 0. So you equate each of the factors equals 0. So you're going to have x plus 6 equals 0 and x minus 6 equals 0. So you make a straight formula to get the value of x. So you have x equals negative 6 and x equals 6. So when you plug in negative 6 and 6 here respectively and the mass, you're going to have 0. So that's it for this problem. Let's look at another problem. Okay, what is we are given 5x squared minus 125 equals 0. So we can't apply the different perfect square technique because 5 and 125 are not perfect squares. However, I can take a common factor, which is 5. Okay, so 5x squared divided by 5, we're going to have x squared. 125 divided by 5, we're going to have 25. That minus 25 equals 0. So right now we can apply the difference of perfect square technique. So we're going to have it to be square root of x squared is x, square root of 25 is 5, we have plus 5 minus 5 equals 0. So you equate each of the factors to 0. Therefore, our x is negative 5 and x is also 5. So when you plug in negative 5 and 5 here, respectively, you're going to get 0. That's it for this problem. Let's probably look at another problem. Okay, let's say we are given 4x squared minus 16 equals 0. Okay, so we can apply different perfect square technique. So we're going to have, so square root of 4 is 2, square root of x squared is x. Okay, we have 2x. Then square root of 16 is 4. This is plus 4 minus 4 equals 0. So you equate each of the factors to 0. We have 2x plus 4 equals 0 and 2x minus 4 equals 0. Okay, so you make a straight form. I'm going to have 2x equals negative 4 and 2x equals 4. So divide both sides by 2. So x here equals negative 2 and we divide both sides by 2. X here will be 2. So when you plug in negative 2 and 2 here respectively and do the mass, you're going to get 0. So that's it for this problem. Let's look at when we have a trinomial. Okay, let's say we have this problem x squared minus x minus 20 equals 0. So how do you factorize this? Okay, so when you have this kind of quadratic equation where the leading coefficient is 1, the leading coefficient here is 1. So what we're going to do is ask yourself what are two numbers that when you multiply them you get negative 20, and when you add them you get negative 1. So the two numbers will be, when you use 4 and negative 5, 4 times negative 5 will give us negative 20. 4 plus negative 5 will give us negative 1. Okay, so that means we are going to have it, this is going to solve. So we're going to have it to be x minus 5, x plus 4 equals 0. So you equate each of the factors to 0 equals 0 and x, okay, plus 4 equals 0. So make it straight formula. So x equals 5 and x equals negative 4. Okay, so that will be the roots of this equation. When you plug in negative 4 and 5 in this quadratic equation respectively for x here in the mass, you get 0. So let's probably this and solve another problem. Okay, what we are given x squared plus x minus 12 equals 0. So how do you solve this problem? So ask yourself, leading coefficient of x is still 1. So ask yourself that number that we multiply them, you will get negative 12, and when you add them, you get 1. So the two numbers will be, okay, minus 4 and 3. Let's check. Minus 4 times 3 will give us negative 12. So minus 4 plus 3 will give us 1. Negative 1. No, it will not work. So, well, let's try 3 and negative 4. So 3 times negative 4 will give us negative 12. 3 plus negative 4 will give us negative 1. But what if we do 4 and negative 3? So 4 times negative 3 will give us negative 12. 4 plus minus negative 3, we're going to have it to be 4 minus 3. So it should be 1. So we're going to make use of 4 and negative 3. So here are going to give us x minus 3, x plus 4 equals 0. Okay, so we are going to have, we equate each of the factors to 0, x minus 4 equals 0, and x plus 4 equals 0. So therefore, make a formula, x equals 3 and x equals negative 4. So when you plug in 3 and negative 4 in x for this expression, the value is 0. So that will be it for this problem. Okay, so let's solve one more problem. Okay, so if you are given 2x squared plus x minus 3 equals 0. So when you check here, you can see that the leading coefficient here is 2. So when you have something like this, if first of all you multiply this 3 with this 2, so we're going to have 6, okay, minus 6. So as a result, that two values that when you multiply them, you get negative 6, and when you add them, you get minus 1. So the two values will be, okay, let's check 3 and negative 2. Okay, 3 times negative 2, we have minus 6. Then 3 plus negative 2 will give us 1, so no work. So let's try minus 3 and negative 2. So minus 3, okay, minus 3 plus negative 2, that's minus 3 and 2. So minus 3 times 2 will give us negative 6. Minus 3, okay, plus 2 will give us negative 1. So minus 3 and 2 will work. So when you have the values, you're going to arrange them like this. So it will be 2x squared, okay, plus 2x minus 3x minus 3 equals 0. So you factor by grouping. So it's going to be 2x squared, okay, plus 2x minus 3 x minus 3. Right. So what the common factor here is going to give us 2x in brackets, okay, 1 x, sorry, plus 1, okay, minus common factor here is we have 3 in brackets, so we're going to have x minus 3 divided by minus 3, we're going to have plus 1. Okay, one of the way you can check they are correct is when what is here and what is here is correct. So at this point we have 2x minus 3 and x plus 1, okay, equal 0, and this thing is equal 0. So when you make a decision formula, you're going to have 2x minus 3 equals 0 and x plus 1 equals 0. So you make a decision formula, so we're going to have it to be 2x equals 3 and x equals negative 1. We make a decision formula here, we divide by 2, so x is 3 over 2 and negative 1. So now with the roots of this equation. With this, we have come to the end of this class. Hope you learned something interesting. If you are new to the channel, ensure to subscribe to the channel for more videos. So like, share, and comment on this video. Tell me how you feel. If you seem to have any specific questions to ask, feel free to leave your question in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to give you a response. That's it for this class, guys. Thanks for watching.